Okay, notable albums from the year 2006, extreme metal. If you just want the music, head to the end, the playlist will be here somewhere. And as ever, if you've got any notable albums from the year 2006 which are extreme metal, drop them in the comments below. If I like them enough, I'll add them to the playlist, and if not, everyone else will be able to see your amazing recommendations. Okay, here we go. Let's start off with Slayer, Christ Illusion. Yeah, not the best Slayer album, but not the worst either. This one's grown on me over the years. The more I listen to it, the more I've sort of come to respect it and enjoy it more than I did initially. So yeah, pretty decent Slayer album, that one. Definitely not the worst in their well, pretty stellar discography. Okay, next up some gory, grindy stuff. Regurgitate, Sickening Bliss. Yeah, pretty straightforward from a great gore grind band. So I think they're more sort of grindcore than gore grind, but they've definitely got the gory aspect going on. Great band. Next up for 2006, we've got some industrial black metal, courtesy of Black Lodge. I think these are French guys. Yeah, really cool band, Black Lodge. If you like industrial black metal, these are definitely worth checking out. Yeah, decent band, man. Seem to remember this album's pretty darn good as well. I haven't listened to it in a very long time. Their later one, I think is it Machinations or something like that, is really good as well. But yeah, I haven't listened to this for ages. Look forward to catching up on that. Okay, next one is a bit obscure. We're Vernon with Syberia or Siberia, I guess. I haven't listened to this for absolutely ages as well. I seem to remember, I think there's a bit of cello or something going on here, and it's sort of like quite bleak, as you can probably tell from the album cover. Yeah, need to check that one out as well. I am much more familiar with this, which I bought in 2006, which is a really cool band, a band called Fauna, and this is their EP Rain, or is it full length? I can't remember. But yeah, it's a really cool release, this one. And it's just like I think it's like an hour-long track, and it starts off, not surprising, with lots of rain sounds, and then it goes eventually into the sort of hypnotic, nature-inspired black metal. Really like Fauna, a great band from America, well worth checking out. Incidentally, they had a really good release out last year as well. Okay, next up, some brutality. We've got Grotesque Formation with Basement Decompositions. I think this is like I'm pretty sure this is like I don't know what you call it, not an anthology, but sort of like collection of all their demos and everything they ever did, basically. Just really cool, brutal death metal, as you can probably tell from the hideous artwork. Yeah, I seem to remember this being quite like raw and real sounding. Again, I haven't listened to this for absolutely ages, but yeah, it sounded like a real band, and they're good, man. Really good and heavy. Yeah, worth checking them out. Next up, oh yeah, now this is a challenge, even by extreme metal standards. It's Blue Snort with Mort. Really challenging album, I would say. The fact is that far more crime and child abuse has been committed by zealots in the name of God, Jesus and Muhammad than in the name of Satan. Many people do not like that statement, but few can argue with it. Kenneth V. Lanning, FBI report on occult crime, October 1989. Well, there's definitely some truth to that statement. Although perhaps if Satan was openly worshipped as much as Christianity, perhaps that wouldn't be true. But anyway, yes, very challenging listen, very weird and challenging. But when you're in the right mood for it, I love albums like that. There's nothing quite like it. Okay, we've got Napalm Death. I think it was only a year between The Code is Red and this one. I don't think this one is quite up to the standard the Code is Red, but it's a really solid release nonetheless. Yeah, always thought Danny was a really underrated drummer. He just sort of like doesn't move a bit like Nicholas Barker, but absolutely shreds on the drums. Yeah, Napalm Death are just consistently excellent, pretty much anyway. Okay, this is a rather shabby looking version of Strapping Young Lads, The New Black. Yes, in fact it's filthy as well. I haven't cleaned this or had it out for quite some time. But yes, probably drunken lots of beers and listened to this. Really cool sort of swan song from Strapping Young Lads. The last album, well, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the last album that they released. And then after that, Devin sort of went more into his solo projects and Siltoid and all that sort of thing, which is fine, but Strapping Young Lads, my favourite stuff that he did. Anyway, let's get into some more straightforward, punishing grindcore with Mama Kill, Customised Warfare. Yep, just absolutely punishing start to finish from what I can remember of this. Again, I haven't listened to a lot of these for a long time, so I'm looking forward to going through these playlists and refreshing my memories. But yeah, Mama Kill, great grindcore band. I don't know how much more they released, but this one is a beauty. Long running, amazing band, Incantation, Primordial Domination. I think this is the first album that John started to do vocals on, and there's a live show in France somewhere, I think. He's between every song, he's like, hell yeah, motherfuckers! It's quite comical. And I think Kyle's on this as well. Yes, Kyle's on it, on the drums, and he still has a moustache. So yes, quality band. Speaking of quality bands, is a band that I really like. My favourite female vocals in all metal. I can't remember her name now, but she's got an awesome voice. Madam Mortem. Really underrated band, full stop, I think. They've always just sort of trod their own path, so to speak. It's got some pretty cool artwork in this as well. That's really cool, actually. But yeah, a bit dusty. I haven't had these out for a long time. But yeah, no, really cool band. If you like more sort of traditional metal sounding stuff, yeah, definitely check out Madam Morton. But they're still extreme in places as well. Really awesome band, really unique band. I like all their albums, some more than others, but I really like that band. Band doing their own thing, unique. Okay, next up we got Zyklon, Disintegrate. It's got its moments. It's nowhere near as good as the debut. The debut easily better than the other two releases. But yeah, it's still got some really cool bits on this. I seem to remember the what sticks out most to me on this album is the sort of like the countdown to the launch and then the blast beats kick in. Yeah, good album, solid, 7 out of 10, something like that. Ooh, this is up in the ante a bit. Getting into Anatar, the Conductor's Departure. Just, this isn't as straightforward and as punishing as Under a Stone, but it has some really cool, really weird, yeah, just really strange riffs on that amazing little earache sub-label, Wicked World, who just seem to put out quality stuff all the time. But yeah, no, just like I said, such an amazing band. Apparently I remember hearing clips of the album after this, coming out on MySpace, that's how long ago it was, and being like really excited to listen to it, and really looking forward to the release. And apparently they couldn't get on with Earache or something to do with their contract, and apparently Earache have just never released the album after this, which is such a shame. It must be so disheartening for the band who put so much time and effort into making such incredible music. I would love to hear it, hopefully one day. Okay, next up, gonna get into some cool black metal. 2006 was a darn good year for releases. So Lorn, I'm pretty sure they're Italian, little known Italian band. But yeah, really cool. Ooh, it says 2005 on this, so I might have had this in the wrong year. I should have checked that before I put it up. Well, I'll have to see about that. It might have been recorded in 2005, released 2006. Anyway, this is a really, really cool black metal album. It's got some of the best sort of, like, I think it's like track 4 or something, is like got some of the best sounding, like most satisfying black riffs, like, makes you feel grim when you listen to them. But yeah, amazing, really, really cool. It changed their style a bit over the years, but this one is like, yeah, straightforward blasting black excellence. Okay, some Middle Eastern flavoured black metal next, with Melikesh or Melikesh, never quite sure how to pronounce that. Emissaries, I think this is my favourite release by them. I sort of went off them a bit after this. Again, there's been a lot of time and effort put into this release, lovely gold inlays on all the stuff. Yeah, just a really, really, really cool release. And this has got like the rice papery stuff in the booklet as well. Unfortunately, my copy is not in the best condition, but yeah, if you could find a copy of this in mint condition, it would well be a really nice collector's piece. And regardless of the state of the CD, the actual music on it is excellent. It's really like, they're starting to like bring in the more rockier sort of mainstream metal elements, but it's still an absolute ripper. Yeah, that first yeah, got some wicked riffs. Yeah, and another band that's got some awesome riffs. I really, really like this album is Panzerkreis Battalion Beast. Back when they were an awesome death metal band and always had tanks on the cover. Unfortunately, they decided to become black metal for the last couple of releases, and pretty substandard black metal, which I've no idea why, but yeah, they were the boys back in the day. And this, I'm pretty sure it's this album that every song, obviously it's all different lyrics and songs, but every song ends with "Christ, thy name is Panzer," and it's just punishing, awesome album, Panzerkreis. Such a death metal band name as well. Okay, Torture Killer, Swarm. This is, I think at the time, these are a band from Finland who play sort of like mid-tempo, groovy death metal. And I think they were putting out something online saying they're looking for a new vocalist, someone who sounds like Chris Barnes. And I'm pretty sure that was when Chris Barnes actually got in contact with them and said, "I'll do the album for you." So ended up being an incredible album, and definitely the best thing that Torture Killer ever put out as far as I'm concerned. Although I do like their other stuff. But yeah, really, really, really cool release. Yeah, I think probably one of my favourite releases with Chris Barnes on vocals. It's probably better than a lot of their 6 Feet Under stuff, actually. Anyway, moving on, we're getting into the top tier stuff now. So 2006 saw the release of Deicide, without the Hoffmans. I think this album is absolutely incredible. It's fucking punishing, and it's just like, it seems like they got a massive adrenaline injection or something. Even though I like Scars of the Crucifix, this is just feels like they've just put the foot all the way down on the accelerator pedal and absolutely slaying on this record. Really, really great. Obviously, it sounds different without the Hoffmans, but it certainly does not sound bad. Yeah, and yeah, I wish the Hoffmans had done more of their own thing with the Amon. They've only got that one album, which is a shame, really. So it sort of shows their work ethic, because Deicide have tons of great albums, even though they're probably not as good. Well, they're not as good as the early stuff, but they're still really, really, really good. And this is a band whose debut is probably my favourite release of them, just because of the energy, and that is Deavos, Emanations from Below. If you're not familiar with these guys, they're like brutal Polish death metal, but the energy on this debut is really like through the roof. It's just awesome. You could tell they're like young chaps and really hungry for it. Yeah, just really, really good. Brutal Polish death metal. Really love this album. It's got so much, like I said, so much energy going for it, and really, really decent death metal release. Okay, this is probably my top 3 of 2006. It says there's already a stack of amazing albums that came out in 2006. This is my favourite album, I think, by them. Or it's between this and Hilly, but yeah. Organic Hallucinosis. I became obsessed with this album when it came out. Listened to it constantly. Even though it hasn't got Sauron on vocals, or Sauron, however you want to pronounce it. I think, is he called Kovan? I think he was called. He does a really good job, even though he's got like more of a sort of hardcore style. It's really grown on me over the years, and yeah, such a shame about what happened to them. So bad, man. So shit. Because Vitek was just his drumming by this point, and the connection he had with Volk on guitar. Yeah, just the musically is just, oh man, I love this album start to finish, from the very first note to the very last note. It's just perfection. I heard a thing that they recorded the vocals with Coven, and then they went on tour, and then they went back and re-recorded them all because they become so much more tighter as a band, obviously playing every night and everything else. But yeah, and it's just, oh man, really like that album. It's definitely up there for me. I really think after the tragedy, they should have left that band name. I understand why, because you had the name recognition, but if it had been called something else, even Decapitated AD or something, because it's just, from this moment after Vitek's no longer in the band, it's not really Decapitated anymore. I was so excited when Carnival Forever came out. I bought it and I hated it. I didn't hate it, but I just couldn't get on with it. I really disliked that Rasta guy's vocals, but hey, each their own. Okay, I gave it away in the end because I just couldn't listen to it. Anyway, moving on to more positive pastures. We are going with one of my all-time favourite bands, with one of my all-time favourite albums, and the end of the Hexology, is that how you say it? 6 or double trilogy? Anyway, Balsagoth, the Chthonic Chronicles. Yeah, man, this band is just like stellar, and I think this really is the crowning achievement in there. I love all their albums. A bit like Death, it's like my favourite changes all the time, but then when I come back to the Chthonic Chronicles and you listen to it in its entirety, and it's just so well crafted and so well polished, and just, I think it is probably the crowning achievement overall. I mean, it is just magnificent band. Yeah, songwriting, songcraft, whatever. It's just, they're a very special band, awesome band. And the only thing that could top that for me is because it's got one of my all-time favourite songs on, which is Essence, and they're also one of my all-time favourite bands, is Enslaved with Rune. Yeah, just a really cool band, a bit like Madam Mortimer, who I think are also Norwegian. They trod their own path, so they were there from the beginning, obviously, very early days of black metal, but they evolved or progressed into what they would become, a lot more progressive, and sort of bringing in a lot more elements of music. If you look at the popular band Queen, and you look at their whole discography and how different, like they've got a disco album which no one really knows about, and as well as all the big hits. And I feel like Enslaved is sort of like the Queen of black metal. They've been all over the place. They've made so many different sounding albums, but they're all really interesting and really good. And yeah, I really like that. And like I say, Essence is one of my all-time favourite songs. I quite like that, played at my funeral. But yeah, so there's 2006 here. I know there's probably loads I missed again. I'm updating these lists all the time. But yeah, what a fucking great year for extreme metal. So that's it really. Drop them in the comments if I missed anything. And then 2007 will be next week. So, okay, cool. See you then. Cheers.